Hi, my name is Irene Sanchez. I'm from the Garden of Beaden in Upland, California, and today I'm going to show you the Rhinestone leather bracelet. We're going to use 6 inches of 6mm rhinestone chain. We're going to need a button. We're going to need 2 feet of leather and 3 feet of 4-ply wax linen. Let's get started. We're going to start by taking our 2 feet of leather and putting it through the shank on our button. Now when you're choosing your button for this bracelet, it's just easier to pick one with a good size shank than trying to fight to get through a small hole. So you'll start much happier if you use one with a regular shank on the back. Then I'm going to center the leather. Now I'm going to start by taking my wax linen and I'm going to put just a small piece folding coming down like this, about 1 inch, coming down in this direction. And now I'm going to wrap the wax linen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times or so around, catching that little piece that I have coming down. Now I started that knot, I started wrapping around at the end of the button, and that looks good there. Now, having your 2 pieces of leather coming down, I'm going to lay my chain on the top. And it's a little tricky getting it started because it all wants to kind of move on you. So hold down the first rhinestone, come from under and go over in between. I'm going to go around twice for starters. Now holding that piece that we started with, it was about 1 inch also down into the leather with the rhinestone chain. I'm coming now over into this, between the second rhinestone chain, between the second piece of rhinestone, second and third, and now I'm holding up the chain. So it's a little bit tricky holding this, and I did try to do this on our 6-in-1 bracelet board, and it even made it more difficult to try on there. So on this one, you just have to have a good grip with your hands. So I'm going to continue wrapping in between the rhinestone chain. Then before I go on to my next one, I have to hold up the chain, line it on top, and then wrap around, keeping your tension nice and tight between the wax linen and the leather. So we're going in one direction right now, from left to right. When we get down to the bottom, we're going to cross over and go in the opposite direction. So remember, I'm holding the chain down, wrapping around, holding the chain, and wrapping around. Make sure you're centered on top. It seems kind of maybe awkward or difficult when you're on this first time down, but once you get this onto the leather, coming back up in the opposite direction is a breeze. It goes really fast. Okay, so we have it all wrapped down. Now over here, I'm going to simply go around. I did 9 in the beginning. I'll do the same amount just so it looks even on both sides. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, Now I'm flipping it over and I'm going in the opposite direction. And what you're going to end up with on the bottom then is a cross. So I'm going now in this direction. This is just going to make sure that your rhinestone chain is really held snug. Not going to move on you. I suppose you could use other materials other than wax linen to do this. You would just then have to use like glue on your knots and stuff. I like the wax linen because there's no glue involved. You could do this with, of course, smaller rhinestone chain. You could do this rather than 7 inches, you could do it 14 inches and make a cool wraparound bracelet. Just haven't done that yet. Okay, so on this side for finishing off, I'm going to tie a couple of knots. And so what I do is coming up and over, make a loop, go through the loop, pull it up. Try to make it look as neat as you can. And we'll do another one. Coming up and over, making a loop, going through the loop, and pulling it up. So here we have it. Now on, okay, this is that little piece of string that we started in the beginning. I'm going to cut it off. It's all hooked in there really good under the knot, and at the end I'm going to do an overhand knot. Now when I do the overhand knot here, I just want to make sure that the loop that I'm leaving is big enough to get my pretty button through. And that's way big, so I'm going to scooch it down. I think this is good. Perfect. And now I cut, leaving just a couple little tails here. And then I'm going to cut this. And we have our rhinestone bracelet. Here's another one we did earlier on the black, or with the antiqued chain. Also looks really nice. Thank you again for joining us on our demonstration of the rhinestone leather bracelet, and we'll see you next time for some more fun designs.